Jesse Watters, the protege who took over for Bill O'Reilly and trained under Bill O'Reilly, decided to use his voice on Fox News' The Five to tell us exactly what Democrats across this country are really trying to do with the Trump administration. Take a look.
Well, let me just butt in for 1 second here. I'm very sick of the left calling the Trump family unpatriotic. They're now the McCarthyites. Let's remember what party defeated the Soviet Union while the Democratic Party was trying to appease and mimic communism.
Yes.
Democrats have been cozying up to dictators and our enemies for years, giving the Iranians billions of dollars, giving the North Koreans billions of dollars, shaking Hugo Chavez's hand, shaking Castro's hands. The Clintons were taking money from Chinese nationals in the 1996 re-election campaign and then selling satellite technology to the Chinese that enabled their missile program to blow up. The media colluded with the Democrats, letting Hillary cheat during the debates. President Obama palling around with domestic terrorists, sitting in the same church as an American-hating preacher. The Democrats undermining the military.
Let me just say this:
giving birth to ISIS, lying about a terrorist attack on the eve of the election. No, let me finish.
How much can we take?
Donald Trump's family has done more for this country than any Democrat elected official. He has provided more jobs in the real estate industry, in the fashion industry, in the hotel and casino industry. He's created more wealth for anybody in this entire country. So to smear them as mafia or unpatriotic is absolutely shameful. And I think everybody needs to wake up and realize this family is a patriotic family. And what's happening right now is a coup against the will of the American people.
If Greg is backpedaling, you are skating, and you're skating fast to try to get away.
I'm doing figure eights around you,
You're doing figure eights around Donald Trump.
That's right, folks. In the middle of all of that nonsensical ranting, Jesse Watters tells us that the liberals, the Democrats, those leftists, are trying to start a coup against the wealthy. As if somehow we just really, really hate those folks and we've got to do something to take them down. Because that's what a coup is, you idiot. Nobody necessarily has any hard feelings against somebody just because they are wealthy. The problem that liberals and progressives and Democrats and even most Republicans have is that this country only seems to cater to the wealthy. They don't care about what happens to everyone else in this country as long as those wealthy donors, be they Republican or Democrat, are taken care of. At this point, money in politics, the influence of the wealthy, is no longer a left or right issue. It affects both parties. And effect is probably the wrong word. It infects both parties. Both Republicans and Democrats are wholly owned by the wealthy elite in this country. And Jesse Watters doesn't want to accept that. Why? Because he's probably among them with his cushy Fox News contract. He lives in an area where he doesn't have to deal with the poverty, with the low wages, with the jobs being shipped overseas. He doesn't have to see that on a daily basis from his cushy little Fox News studio. He doesn't understand why people in this country might be a little upset when we see Republicans working on a health care plan that has less to do with health care and more to do with cutting the taxes for the wealthy. That's what the problem is. The problem with Donald Trump that most people have is not the fact that he's wealthy. It's one, that he's using his office of the presidency to get even wealthier. But two, and this is probably the more important one, he's destroying our country. He is possibly colluding with foreign agents to undermine U.S. democracy, which is borderline treason. His son came out this week and incriminated himself. More I guess revelations are coming out from that particular meeting. Now we find out there was a former Russian intelligence expert at that particular meeting. So no, Jesse, this isn't a coup against the wealthy. It's not liberals just being pissy that they lost the election. It's about the loss of our country. Not just with the Russia thing, but with the fact that this country, our government doesn't care about us. If we don't make more than $3 million a year and fall into that top 0.01%, they don't care about us. They only care about what happens to the wealthy donors because those are the ones who fund the campaign. This is not a coup. This is just people standing up and saying, we want to be represented in this government. If you like this video, make sure that you like, comment, and share, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to help support Ring of Fire, go to patreon.com/TheRingOfFire, become a monthly patron to help support independent progressive media.